Welcome to Orlando, Florida, and welcome to WWE Evolve. Wednesday Night Evolve has arrived. We have two title matches ahead of us. We have had a phenomenal week to get started. Monday Night Raw was incredible. Last night with NXT was incredible. Next week for NXT is going to be stacked. We already have 3 championship matches. And tonight's bound to be incredible as well, as we do have Luca Crusifino defending his NXT Heritage Championship against Oro Mensah. And in the main event here tonight, Jackson Drake, the WWE Evolve champion, defends his title against Harlem Lewis, the #1 contender, as at the moment we have a rematch of a match that had already occurred, Wendy Choo versus Calix, where Wendy Choo lost the match thanks to a disqualification, attacking Calix with the steel steps. Well, now they have a rematch, as Wendy Choo wanted to prove that she could win. However, going to some cheating tactics, yet again attacking Calix before the match can even start. Luckily for Calix, at the moment she is able to fight back just a little bit, but Wendy Choo has certainly done some damage right there, being able to attack Calix with the kendo stick, going at it once again, attacking the upper body of Calix with the kendo stick. Somehow Calix still able to stand up, roll up, trying to look for a crossbody. Wendy Choo able to move out of the way, finally hops inside of the ring, now looking to start this match as Calix hops inside, quickly met by a crossbody from Wendy Choo. And look at Wendy Choo, ready to put this match away, willing to do whatever it takes in order to win this match, in order to prove that she is better than Calix and that she deserves to be the next opponent for Callie Armstrong, our current Women's Evolve champion. As of course we already found the #1 contender for the men's. Hold on, quick roll up. This may be it for Wendy Choo. No, able to kick out at 1. As I was saying, we were able to find the #1 contender for Jackson Drake, as in Harlem Lewis, and here tonight in the main event we'll see them face off. But of course we still have to find one for Callie Armstrong. Last time she defended her championship was the premiere episode of Evolve against Natalia. Then I believe that was it. I don't think she's defended her championship since, so maybe we have a #1 contenders match coming up. Maybe she set something up, or maybe someone calls her out and Callie Armstrong says, hey, you know what? You want some? Come get some. Someone that I definitely know wants a taste of gold here on Evolve is Wendy Choo. She has been in search of becoming Evolve champion. She was in that original match to crown the first champion. Since back then we weren't showing Evolve on the channel. I'm not exactly sure how it worked. I believe it was like a fatal 4-way based out of 3 counts. Calix able to kick out right there. It was between Wendy Choo, Kendall Gray, Callie Armstrong, and someone else that Wendy Choo was taunting like crazy. She has now retired from wrestling due to her having children. So first and foremost, congratulations to her. I forgot what her name was. Smiling Kylie Ray, something like that. So first and foremost, congratulations on her kids. Unfortunately, we will not be able to see that great superstar anymore here on Evolve or in a wrestling ring, as Calix may be able to put Wendy Choo away, looking for the submission hold instead of the 3 count. Is that a mistake? Does this allow a little bit more time for the upper body, for the legs of Wendy Choo to heal, only having to focus on one area? Is right there. We do see Wendy Choo with some big knees, able to escape. Maybe she should have looked for the 3 count instead, and now Wendy Choo gonna go ahead and look for a submission of her own. Is Calix gonna go ahead and tap, as Wendy Choo is squeezing hard, using all she can. I mean, she is digging her heels into the ring in order to get as much energy, as much power into the submission hold. I'm surprised this match has gone on this far, even after being attacked. Wendy Choo not able to put away Calix. Calix got attacked at the beginning of the match, and she is still fighting back. She is still in this match. It has been quite back and forth. However, Wendy Choo looking for the second submission. This could be it for Calix. Is she somehow going to find a way to escape out of this one as well? Is Calix going to tap? Yes, she does. Wendy Choo Even though she had to cheat a little bit by attacking Calix at the beginning of the match, Calix still fought back. She was still in this match, but not enough. As Wendy Choo was able to get the victory here tonight in the opening match of Wednesday Night Evolve. Congratulations to Wendy Choo as she's able to get the victory. Now, what's next for Wendy Choo? Is she going to go ahead and look for the championship? What is Wendy Choo doing? A big splash onto Calix just before leaving the ring. One last splash onto Calix, potentially breaking one of her ribs right there. Maybe, just maybe, Calix and Wendy Choo's story is not yet finished. We'll have to see what happens there as we now move on to our next match of the night. Introducing first, we have Gintala, was able to get a nice little victory over Zeta Steel last week. It was a quick roll-up out of nowhere, and the fastest match, the fastest victory in Evolve history. That goes to Gintala. She was able to get a very fast roll-up on Zeta Steel. Zeta Steel didn't even know what hit her. Wasn't able to kick out. And just like that, Gintala was able to get the victory. And here tonight, well, it's not going to be no easy task. We've talked about some of the women who were in that very first match to crown the inaugural WWE Evolve Women's Champion. And one of those women is going to be Gintala's opponent here tonight, none other than Kendall Gray. She is here tonight looking at an opportunity for a title. I believe that the main superstars here on Evolve in the women's division that are looking for that title opportunity are the superstars who were in that match to crown the inaugural champion. They feel as though they were so close. They had the title at the tip of their fingers and it slipped. So the likes of Kendall Gray, Wendy Choo, both of them feel as though they didn't take full advantage of the opportunity, and that's why I feel like they feel in debt. Like they owe themselves the opportunity at another title match of becoming champion, and that's what makes them scary because they are hungry. It is hard to stay at a consistent level, a high level of quality wrestling, fighting, etc. when you are not hungry. When you got gold, when you have what you wanted, it is hard to stay hungry. But those who find a way to stay hungry even when they have gold, oh, that is one scary superstar. But going to be a very difficult match for Gintala. As we said, Kendall Gray was in that inaugural match to crown the Evolve Women's Champion, which means that she definitely has the skills and talents to be able to become a future Evolve Women's Champion. But here tonight, Gintala having all the confidence in the world after being able to pin Miss Real Deal Zeta Steel of the Vanity Project. So it's going to be difficult. It is Kendall Gray searching for a title opportunity. Gintala still at the beginning of her journey of climbing that mountain. But both women desperately need the victory here tonight. As a reminder, this Saturday we have Saturday night's main event. We will have John Cena against Uncle Howdy for the WWE Championship. We also have Sami Zayn versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. As hold on, Kendall Gray looking for the pinfall kick out that one from Gintala. We also have Roxanne Perez versus Jada Parker, no holds barred match where the loser comes back down to NXT. Let's see, we have Penta, the Intercontinental Champion, putting his championship on the line against Trick Williams. Mr. Whoop That Trick. I feel like I'm missing something, but no, I believe that is it. However, of course, this Friday we still have Friday Night SmackDown. So make sure you still tune into that because, I don't know, maybe we can confirm a couple more matches. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 6, 7 more matches. It was a joke. We'll have to see what ends up happening. That to come later this week. Friday Night SmackDown. Saturday night's main event. As we continue focusing on this match. And here tonight, of course, in the main event, we'll have Jackson Drake, the WWE Evolve Champion, defend his championship against Harlem Lewis. The number one contender was able to win in a fatal four-way match to be able to become the number one contender. We also have Luca Crusifino defending his NXT Heritage Championship against Oro Mensah, a former NXT Heritage Champion, here tonight 2 championship matches. That's to come later tonight. Says, oh, hold on. Gintala may be able to put the match away. Pinfall 2. But a kick out at 2 from Kendall Gray as this match continues. Gintala, though, definitely making Kendall Gray work for this victory. On the other hand, Gintala is closer to the victory than Kendall Gray. However, maybe a switch up right there. Commentator's curse as Kendall Gray. Oh my days. What a move from Kendall Gray. I mean, she has the talent. I know I've said this about so many superstars, but she truly has a talent to be like, I don't want to compare her to Charlotte Flair, but to kind of be the next Charlotte Flair. In the sense that she's going to have the most world championships, that she's going to have the most United States championships, Intercontinental, NXT, everything. Kendall Gray truly has the opportunity to be the most decorated women's wrestler here within the WWE. Maybe of all of wrestling promotions. I don't know what the record would be. I know there's some lady over at a rival promotion who just slaps titles on her shoulder like it's nothing. So maybe that would be a hard one to beat, especially when they have a bunch of plastic belts. But surely within the WWE, Kendall Gray has that opportunity as, oh my days, absolutely slamming Gintala. However, she took some damage too, able to just get enough power to put her arm over Gintala. But maybe if Kendall Gray had a little bit more energy, at least to put her whole body on top of Gintala for the 3 counts, she would have won right there. But unfortunately, only with one arm, not enough to fully put Gintala away. However, Kendall Gray still standing tall on the other side. Gintala maybe put away right here. And Kendall Gray with a big slam, and she is not yet finished. She wants to put the final blow in Gintala to win the match. Big slam down. This time able to get her whole body on top of Gintala. 1, 2, 3. There it is. This time being able to use a little bit more force of her body. Gintala not able to kick out, and Kendall Gray with a crucial victory. Alongside with Wendy Chu, another superstar who I would say are the closest to getting a championship match against Callie Armstrong. We'll have to see what's next for Miss Kendall Gray. For now, fantastic victory for her. As next up, we have a very, very big match. I mean, it feels like every match at the moment is big. So many championship matches, so many everything. But we have Itsuka, and hold on. I messed up. I messed up. I'm sorry. I've been saying this whole time that the NXT Heritage Championship would be Oro Mensah versus Luca Crucifino. My apologies. Slapped me across the face. Cut my wrist off. Cut my tongue off. I do believe this is the NXT Heritage Championship match. That is my apologies. Hold on. Gotta slow down now. I might have been wrong. Let me see. Alright, my apologies, guys. NXT Heritage Championship match. Luca Crucifino will defend his title against Itsuka. My apologies. I guess the Oro Mensah one already happened. I got the wrong schedule in front of me. I'm only human after all. Don't put the blame on me. Forgive me. Forget. We move on. We still have a championship match ahead of us, and that's what matters. Luca Crucifino versus Itsuka. Championship match for the NXT Heritage Championship. Coming. It's not Oro Mensah, but it's Itsuka, so equally better. Yeah, tomato. However, what I didn't get wrong is that we still have a main event here tonight. It is going to be Jackson Drake versus Harlem Lewis for the WWE Evolve Championship. That's the one thing I didn't get wrong. My apologies, Oro Mensah, if you're watching. You got hyped up. Maybe you got scared. Thought, oh shoot, I was supposed to come into work today. That's my apologies. Itsuka with a big opportunity at potentially becoming NXT Heritage Champion. However, Luca Crucifino has been on fire when it comes to defending this championship. He has been defending it weekly ever since the premiere episode of Evolve, and I've been loving it. Almost like a, not an open challenge, but a weekly challenge. And I've been loving it. Luca Crucifino getting those title defenses in, keeping that rust off, keeping his body flowing, everything working. And not only is he, really putting his body to the limit every single week, he is also winning those matches, which is a really good look for Luca Crucifino, which asks the question, is there anyone who can beat Luca Crucifino for the NXT Heritage Championship? At the moment here in Evolve, I can name a couple people that I might think, but Luca Crucifino, I mean, he's a different man when it comes to a normal match than when it's him defending his championship. I mean, it really is, and it's scary. You could put that championship on the line in a 30-man Royal Rumble, he would come out on top, because when it comes to his titles, that man don't play. Which is a very good look. I mean, if he becomes North American champion, NXT champion one day, that man could go on to break records for the longest time of holding that specific title. So, Luca Crucifino, watch out, man. You can take your title and hold it for more days than the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, as he's doing some big damage right now onto Itzgal. Got to go ahead and check who the longest reign is for the this Heritage Championship. Let's see if Luca Crucifino was able, I believe. Oh, I cannot find anything here. The longest reign might be like a little bit under 300 days. According to my notes right in front of me, it could be around 300 days. Yeah, I mean, that's as far as I know. Hasn't been 300 days for Luca Crucifino yet, but he has also defended it a whole lot more times. As that may be it for Itzgal. 2, 3, yes, it is. Luca Crucifino does not play when it comes to his NXT Heritage Championship. And another victory for the man, another title defense. Still the NXT Heritage Champion. Congratulations to Luca Crucifino. Big victory. He's beating the likes of Apollo Crews down here on Evolve. I mean, he has some big names that he has beaten under his belt when it comes to defending that championship. So, good for Luca Crucifino. Maybe Tony D'Angelo and Channing Sachs Lorenzo can follow and bring some gold to the family. But anyhow, talking about gold, talking about kings, up next we have Lexis King and some singles action. Maybe this guy could go ahead and become a future Evolve champion, or yet again a Heritage champion. He was the Heritage champion for quite some time. Lost to Noam Dar, and then Noam Dar quickly lost it to Luca Crucifino. Lexis King, I do believe he's had his rematch against Luca Crucifino. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not done trying for that championship. But next up, we have some men's singles action. Lexis King being the first inside of the ring. That rhymed a lot. And we got to start promoting it right now, because next week, NXT, what a show it is bound to be. We have Zoruka defending her Women's Speed Championship against Cora Jade. We have El Hijo de L.A. Park defending his NXT Championship against Javon Evans. And we have Zaraya, the current Women's NXT Champion, defending her championship against Masha Slamovich. So make sure you guys tune in next week to Tuesday night NXT, as the opponent of Lexis King is here. The Adonis has arrived. Who is going to be able to win the match here tonight? Will it be The Adonis or Lexis King? Both men in need of a crucial victory. Especially Lexis King, as I said, he has been in search of gold. Wouldn't be surprised if he still wants that NXT Heritage Championship. Maybe a North American Championship opportunity. Well, what a way to start headed towards that goal. Same for the Adonis, excuse me. I'm just going to call him TA because that's a hard name. TA, because Victor here tonight can start that journey, that path towards success, to getting closer to what they want. Lexis King against TA. Who's going to go ahead and take the victory? Well, before we focus fully on this match, I do want to go ahead and announce, hold on, TA may be able to get a quick victory. Now Lexis King able to kick out at 1. As I was saying, some breaking news right here. We will officially hear from Joe Hendry next week on NXT. So apart from those 3 championship matches, we will also hear from the current TNA World Champion, Joe Hendry. Want to see what he says about AJ Styles calling him out for a match. The current face of TNA against the all-time face of Total Nonstop Action, if that makes sense. AJ built TNA from the ground up. He moved it like I don't even know how to explain. You guys saw what he was able to create over there. Now the current face, the man who's trying to create that legacy over at TNA, make it that much better. Joe Hendry, he will respond to AJ Styles. That's to come next week over on NXT. So now focus on this match. TA right there, able to get a nice little counter over Lexis King. Lexis King and TA, some back and forth action. Who's going to come out on top? Not only of this little back and forth, but on top of this match at the moment, it is TA who may be able to get the victory. 1 kick out from Lexis King, though, right there, not allowing himself to be beat that easily. Looking for another pinfall, another kick out from Lexis King. Theodonis is not finished as he looks for a big crossbody right there, able to get it done. Looking for the pinfall yet again. I think he's trying to waste Lexis King's energy by having him constantly get kicked out. You get beat up, you have to kick out multiple times. If you guys didn't know, that takes a lot of energy. I know these wrestlers make it look so easy to kick out, but it does take a lot of energy. I mean, you have a whole other man on top of you, laying down his body, trying to put you down for 3 seconds. It takes some power, some energy to be able to get up and send them off in order to get one of your shoulders up. So it does take some energy, does take a lot of power. It does waste a lot, but Lexis King still able to get back on the attack with a nice little flying clothesline. 2 feet straight to the face of Theodonis. Now looking for the elbow drop, but TA able to move out of the way now on the counter. Quickly met by a clothesline by Lexis King, who now looks for the pinfall as Lexis King able to get to count of 2. TA able to kick out. Lexis King was trying to continue the attack with another elbow drop right there. Not able to get it done. Instead, TA with a big DDT straight to Lexis King. Theodonis with a little bit of showing off, a little celebration with the fans, the WWE Universe, as TA may be looking to put this match to. And no, Lexis King able to counter right there. Multiple shots and a big boot to the face of TA. Lexis King doing some big damage there to escape the hold of Theodonis. Now Lexis King looking to fly with a big splash from over the top ropes and to outside of the ring. Lexis King doing big damage. Theodonis may be out. Referee's count gets to 2. He has a lot of time. He is already getting up. He will surely beat the count. No need to worry. TA will surely be able to make it inside just in time. Lexis King either way looking to pressure him into getting inside of the ring. He does. Theodonis running away. Lexis King now is the man who is taking his time outside of the ring. Maybe he also just wanted to catch his breath a little bit right there as, oh, hold on. Lexis King was looking for the finish. Theodonis able to escape instead. May be able to counter. May be able to put Lexis King away. Big slam. Theodonis for the victory. 1, 2. Kick out at 2 from Lexis King. So close to getting the victory. Theodonis so close. And he feels that confidence growing within him. Celebrating with the fans once again. A nice little clothesline to Lexis King. And now Theodonis in control. And he may look for the finish right here. Looking for the elbow drop. Lexis King able to move out of the way. And now this allows Lexis King not only to be able to get back into this match, but be able to do some big damage onto Theodonis. It has been quite a 50-50 match. I wouldn't say necessarily there has been a true person with the most advantage. I would hear both sides out. It is a very, debated subject. I could see why some people think Lexis King is in control. I can see why some people think Theodonis is in control. Well, at the moment, it is Lexis King. Maybe not for long. Potentially right there, a commentator's curse. Theodonis quickly able to get on the attack. Now, maybe looking to return the favor from Lexis King, who was sent flying Theodonis. Oh, my days. A little too much confidence from the man, completely messing up that jump. Nevertheless, he says he's fine. He's going to continue, and he's going to go ahead and look for another fly. He's already done some big damage right there outside of the ring to Lexis King. This time the second splash lands, able to get it done. And now Theodonis may be able to get the victory. He may be able to put an end to this match. Send Lexis King inside of the ring. Look for the 3 count and get this damn victory. Theodonis can go ahead and do it, but Lexis King still fighting back, still in this match. As I've said, it is a very 50-50 match. It has been very tight, and out of nowhere, Lexis King is switching things up, and he may be able to go ahead and get once again on the attack, gaining momentum. And just when we thought he was out, maybe he can go ahead and get the victory. And oh, Lexis King mocking Theodonis, same way that he was left sitting. Lexis King kind of mocking him right there. Still able to have enough time to attack as Lexis King now removing the padding off of the turnbuckle. Surely the referee saw he did. Thank goodness, as the referee is going to go ahead and fix the padding on the turnbuckle right away. Lexis King with a big kick to Theodonis, looking for the pinfall, but him removing the padding off of the turnbuckle is costing him 1, 2, 3. I mean, he surely could have won by now, but Lexis King's own sneaky tactics end up costing him. He's frustrated at the ref, but it was him who had the ref be distracted. Thanks to him removing the turnbuckle, but that may not matter as Lexis King looking for the final blow onto Theodonis. He's gonna look for it, and that's it. There is no way Theodonis kicks out of this. 1, 2, 3. There it is. Lexis King with the victory here tonight over Theodonis. Both men fought well. They had a very 50-50 battle for a majority of the time. However, in the late game, just when we thought TA had that chance to secure the victory, out of nowhere, Lexis King came in, showed why he's been a former champion, and he was able to get the victory here tonight. Congratulations to Lexis King. Big victory for the man. And now it is time for one more match, I believe. I believe this is the co-main event. You know what? I've been very wrong today, so don't even quote me on that. However, no. I'm hella wrong. Do not even. No. We got hella time before the main event. No. Forget I even said that. MB, my bad. Up next, we have some more women's singles action. I remember what's going on now. Up first, we have Layla Diggs looking to get a victory here tonight. Her opponent, Carly Bright, a good friend of Kendall Gray. They train together, work together ever since Evolved was created. They've been good friends. Kendall Gray, well, a little bit more gray on their friendship, a little bit more serious, while Carly Bright, as the name says it, is very bright. I do believe that is her name. Please. My apologies. I'm still trying to learn all these Evolved superstars' names. It barely premiered a couple, weeks ago here on the channel. It's been some time. Give me patience. Look, it is Carly Bright. I did get it wrong. I did get it right. Damn, I need some coffee or something. But Carly Bright, as I said, as her name implies, she is very bright compared to Kendall Gray, a little bit more gray. But that's why the friendship works, Opposites attract. They work together. They train together. They got a similar moveset, which does mean Kendall Gray was able to get a very big victory tonight against Shintala. If Carly Bright has a similar moveset, surely, even if she isn't, half the level and skills of Kendall Gray, same moveset, should work around the same way to Kendall Gray in the sense that they can both get victories. we'll have to see is Carly Bright, Layla Diggs, our next match, some women's action. And we have been talking about how Wendy Chu and Kendall Gray are, to say, the main women superstars who are almost at the tippy top of the mountain to get that championship match and potentially to be able to become Evolve's women's champion. But we can't forget about everyone else. Just because they were in that inaugural WWE Evolve's Women's Championship match does not mean that suddenly the rest of the women's roster doesn't exist. I mean, we still have people like Layla Diggs, Carly Bright, Jen Tala, the Real Deal Zeta Steel. I mean, there are still so much more superstars within this women's division. It is not fair to count them out just because they weren't in that inaugural match. So definitely keep an eye out for them, because it might not even be Wendy Chu or Kendall Gray who get the championship match opportunity next, or who become champion next, right? I'm just saying, those two definitely have the highest chance just because they've already been close to that. They already have some knowledge of what it takes to beat Callie Armstrong and to go toe-to-toe with her, compared to, someone like Layla Diggs, Carly Bright, who haven't been in that situation before. But just because they haven't does not mean that they can't get it done the first time, right? You can still, shoot once, field goal percentage, and still get 100%. You don't got to miss the first time to learn how to make it the second. So don't count them out as Carly Bright doing some big damage, as bright as she is when it comes to in-ring work, when it comes to getting the job done, when it comes to getting the victory. Carly Bright is no fun, no games, no jokes. She is all serious, all business. Like Kendall Gray, just, outside of the ring, Carly Bright, she loves to bring the fun. She loves to bring all the positivity, all of that. I'm not saying Kendall Gray isn't positive, but I'm just saying she's a little bit more bland on the outside, a little bit more serious. Stay serious inside of the ring, outside business, all time on the other hand. Carly Bright, who was looking for the submission right here, brings a little bit of more positivity again. Opposites attract. What a tag team that would be. Just throwing that out there. I know they're both looking for that singles glory right now. They're good friends, but, especially Kendall Gray wants that championship. And like I said, she is closer to getting that. So maybe she would want to complete that. And heck, who knows? The women's tag team division isn't too big within Evolve, so I don't think we would have Evolve women's tag team championships. But surely we can get a tag team. Imagine Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez of the Judgment Day down here against Carly Bright and Kendall Gray for the tag team championships. Hold on, this may be it, and it is. Carly Bright absolutely sweeping Layla Diggs. Layla Diggs was not even able to lay a finger on her. I mean, not literally, but Carly Bright with a big, quick, huge victory, showing that power, showing that likeness with Kendall Gray, as I said before. But yeah, I mean, imagine we see Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, women's tag team match for the championship here on Evolve. Kendall Gray, Carly Bright. Yo, if Kendall Gray is watching backstage, who just, watched her friend win this match, and she is still listening, yo, put a pause to the championship title, the Women's Evolve Championship. Try to get a tag team match, yo. We would love to see Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez here on Evolve. That would be phenomenal. We'll talk about tag team matches. Up next, we have Swipe Right, accompanied by Evolve champion Jackson Drake and the Real Deal Zeta Steel. We have Brad Baylor and Ricky Smoke Swipe Right in some tag team action. Up next, Swipe Right failed to become the inaugural Evolve Tag Team Champions, losing to the Cartwheel Cafe, who are still in search of their first opponents. And while this isn't necessarily a number one contenders match, surely you can kind of decide one of the tag teams which could be up next in line. We're still waiting to hear from Cappuccino Jones to truly decide, who they're going to want, how they're going to do it. If they're going to do number one contenders match, or they're just going to be like, whoever calls us out. We heard from him earlier, but to me it wasn't truly definitive. I do believe a nice little number one contenders match, or just simply them saying, hey, you guys have been on fire, come fight us. Which at the moment would be Swipe Right. However, their opponents, not going to be no easy challenge. TNT Tyson and Tyreek against Swipe Right here tonight, Wednesday Night Evolve. Who will be able to come out on top on this tag team bout match? And again, not a number one contenders match, but surely the winner of this match will take a step closer to be able to call themselves the number one contenders for the Cartwheel Cafe's WWE Evolve Tag Team Championships. Hopefully they're hearing me out, man. I'm spitting some fire ideas, some Kendall Gray, Carly Bright tag team action, a number one contenders, man. I mean, come on, man. You know what, Triple H? I know you're my boss, but yo, let me work out there. Let me make some storylines. Maybe I can do a little better than you. We never know. All jokes. I don't want to get fired. I like my job as a commentator, but we have TNT Swipe Right up next. Who will come out on top? And as a reminder, this Saturday we do have Saturday night's main event. We have a couple matches already confirmed. We have John Cena against Uncle Howdy for the WWE Championship. We also have Sami Zayn against Gunther, the Ring General, for the World Heavyweight Championship. We have Penta putting his Intercontinental Championship on the line against Trick Williams. And we have Roxanne Perez versus Jada Parker in a no-holds-barred match where the loser comes back down to NXT. And then, of course, we still have Friday Night SmackDown. So make sure you tune in because hopefully we can go ahead and confirm a couple more matches. Surely there are at least one or two matches that we can go ahead and confirm for Saturday night's main event. That's to come, and I have gone ahead, fixed my schedule, fixed my calendar. I'm a little bit more, filled with knowledge on what's coming, what's up next, as after this week with Saturday night's main event, next week we have nothing on the weekend. No PLEs, no Saturday night's main event, no nothing. Afterwards, that week, 2 weeks from now, that weekend on Saturday, Bash in Berlin. Sunday, women's only PLE, Evolution. So that's what's going on. That's what's moving. That's what's happening. I fixed my calendar. Talking about Evolution, we've already have, more likely than not, these matches are confirmed. They're not confirmed, but, I mean, come on, connect a couple of dots. They're not going to have a huge match like the Bello Twins versus the Judgment Day on a Monday Night Raw. That's something you slap on Evolution. Sure, could we do it because we're that great? Of course we can, but I do think that that's one of the matches that will be confirmed. Nikki interrupting Liv Morgan saying, yo, me and my sister want a shot at the titles. So more likely than not, at Evolution, it will be the Bello Twins versus the Judgment Day. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, the current WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, putting their titles on the lines against the Bello Twins at Evolution as well. As we have Alexa Bliss, who has set a match, a Royal Rumble match for this upcoming Monday Night Raw, where the winner will go ahead, more likely than not, to face her at Evolution as well. And then afterwards, definitely we'll see Bianca Belair probably trying to find an opponent for her to defend her WWE Women's Championship. We have both the and then of course this upcoming Monday we also have a number one contendership with Lyra and Bayley. Surely the winner of that match will go ahead and face Becky for the IC Championship at Evolution. And then of course we also have the United States Championship. We have Dakota Kai search for an opponent for Evolution. And then of course you still have the likes of NXT. You can have the Women's NXT Championship be defended at Evolution. The North American Championship be defended at Evolution. Heck, maybe you can see Callie Armstrong defend our Women's Evolve Championship at Evolution. That would be absolutely phenomenal. I do believe the field is open for possibilities when it's a women's only PLE. You want to showcase all the women from Evolve, NXT. Heck, we have a partnership with TNA. Maybe we see some TNA woman out there. Jordan Grace, the NXT superstar, currently holds the TNA Knockouts World Championship, so maybe that title is defended there. Of course, we have Fabi Apache the Reina de Reinas champion over from AAA. We could even see her defend her championship. Nothing officially confirmed, but surely going to be a phenomenal PLE with some matches where if you truly connect the dots, you can probably, more likely than not, figure out that some matches are confirmed, like that tag team match with Judgment Day Bella Twins, like the winner of Alexa Bliss's Battle Royal, or Royal Rumble, excuse me. More likely than not, that would also be on Evolution. I did think that Alexa Bliss did make it clear that it was for Evolution. But we'll hear from Triple H, from the GMs and the Prime Minister here at Evolve to see what else will be confirmed officially and what will just be held potentially at a regular weekly show, because even then, regular weekly shows are absolutely stacked. But that is what is to come within the following weeks, and then after that, Saturday Night's Carnage, and then we just keep on rolling with a whole lot of PLEs. As Brad Baylor right now able to get on the attack thanks to a distraction from the Real Deal Zeta Steel, and Brad Baylor going to go ahead and put Tyreek into a submission. Can he win the match by submission? Maybe he could have. Unfortunately for him and for Swipe Right, Tyson was right there to break the submission. He is sent over the top ropes. Distracted Brad Baylor is hit from behind the back by Tyreek, which now allows Tyreek to be able to get on the attack, looking to do some damage here. On to Brad Baylor. Hits the ropes, looking for a low clothesline right there. Brad Baylor, though, able to move out of the way just in time, and now instead it is Brad Baylor with some big right fist straight to the face of Tyreek. As after this match, I do believe we'll have one more, and then it is time for our main event, as tag made onto Ricky Smokes attacking Tyson, and then going straight to Tyreek, as Ricky Smokes is going to go ahead and look to fly right there. Big splash onto the body of Tyreek, and Ricky Smokes is not finished. He is looking for more. This man is going to go ahead and look for a submission hold. This type of move we see from the OTC Roman Reigns, and usually it is a very powerful move which puts his opponents away to tap to sleep. Point is, it wins him the match. Can Ricky Smokes follow the formula and win the match? Not yet, as Tyreek taking a lot of damage there. Ricky Smokes was really squeezing, but still able to escape, and now Tyreek not taking a single bit of risk, making the tag to his partner Tyson, who now goes in quickly. Big clothesline to Ricky Smokes. Tyreek very smartly right there, tagging out, not trying to do more than his body can handle. He had to use a lot of power in order to escape that tag made back to Tyreek. I mean, a 5-second break. He was just in a huge submission hold. We were talking about how Roman Reigns uses it and how big of an impact it has on his opponents to allow him the victory. He is now slammed down. His head is bleeding. Tyreek is being beat up, and we could have instantly avoided this if Tyson hadn't tagged. I'm sorry. I usually try not to question the superstars and their abilities and what they're thinking, because they are the ones inside of the ring, not me. But why tagging Tyreek? He was just in a huge submission hold from Ricky Smokes. You give him 5-second rest, he goes in, he gets slammed down. I mean, he's not even trying to fight anybody right there, trying to catch his breath instead. Not a very smart tactic, and that could cost TNT the match, as now Ricky Smokes tagged in. Quickly met by a big clothesline. More damage done to Tyreek. I mean, now you got to start feeling sorry for the guy. He wants to help his team, and hold on. Maybe I underestimated Tyreek. He's able to counter now. He is the one looking for the pinfall. However, Ricky Smokes able to quickly kick out of that pinfall. Tyreek still on the attack. He is countered. However, once again able to counter the DDT. Tyreek, maybe I underestimated him a little. All he needed was 5 seconds, because now he may be able to put Ricky Smokes away. He's going to go ahead and drag Ricky Smokes away from the ropes in order to make sure There is no rope break. He's going to go ahead and look for the pinfall, but unfortunately for him, Brad Baylor is right there to break the count. Such a young superstar and such a young tag team, but they have such experience and so much IQ, like the ones of well-developed tag teams, to know when to go in and break the count and to know when to stay out of it and trust your teammates. As out of nowhere, Tyreek now may lose the match. There it is. It was a disappointing match because we could have avoided this. This match could have gone on longer. We could have had a different outcome. But Tyreek stayed inside even after taking so much damage. He got a 5-second break. That boy was working overtime. And that allowed Swipe Right to get the victory here tonight. So congratulations to them. Congratulations to the Vanity Project. We will see a little bit more from the Vanity Project in our main event as Jackson Drake, the Evolve champion, will go ahead and defend his championship against the #1 contender for the Evolve championship, Harlem Lewis. That's to come in our main event, but for now, we have one more match. This the co-main event of the night. Introducing first Super Sean Legacy, part of the WWE program, and I tell you, man, I tell you, this guy has the capability to have crowds fall in love with him like no other. The WWE Universe loves him. He's part of the WWID program, which means he's still in the indie scene. He's still traveling the world. No matter where he goes, fans fall in love with him. I mean, it's a situation like John Cena, where even if he turned heel, there's still going to be so many fans who cheer for him. Sure, there's still going to be those boos, but there's still going to be that vast majority which are cheering Super Sean Legacy on because he is that likable, he is that lovable, and he's that great of a superstar. People instantly fall in love with him, and he has done so here on Evolve as well, being able to make the WWE Universe fall in love with him, his skills, his talent, charisma, etc. But his opponent is going to be no easy challenge here tonight. Giovanni Vinci, excuse me. Last time we saw this guy, he faced Roman Reigns, as someone who we were talking about earlier. Roman Reigns was able to quite easily beat him just before a match against Braun Breaker. You kind of wanted a warm-up match to say, and you could say Giovanni Vinci was a bit of a good luck charm as Roman Reigns was able to get the victory in that match. I believe it was a Falls Count Anywhere match, able to beat Braun Breaker in that. So maybe here tonight, if Super Sean Legacy is able to get the victory, just maybe he gets the good luck charm and he can go on to win a big match, whether that's a championship match, a future rivalry match, or whatever. Maybe. Or maybe it's just a boost of confidence being able to be a main roster superstar. But talking about main roster, Giovanni Vinci coming from SmackDown, he's not going to be he doesn't want to be beat by an Evolve superstar. He wants to go ahead and show Super Sean Legacy that there are levels to this. Super Sean Legacy was trying to start off hot right there. However, nobody home. Nevertheless, Super Sean Legacy able to get on the attack. Hits the ropes. Big elbow drop right there. Hits the ropes again. Hits the ropes. Oh, charging up right there. 2 hits to the ropes and a nice little elbow drop onto the face of Giovanni Vinci, who is now sent straight into the turnbuckle. Super Sean Legacy hits the ropes and a big kick, really using those ropes to boost up his damage, as he was now looking to fly, but the experienced Giovanni moving away from a position where Super Sean Legacy could truly do some damage. However, still able to get some done over the top ropes and into a powerbomb. What a move from Super Sean Legacy. Wow. Just to show the level of talent that this man has, and the reason why so many people, including myself in the WWE Universe, love this guy, support him, enjoy watching him, because he is able to do some incredible things. As Giovanni now sent straight into the barricade. Referee's count gets to 7, and hold on, Super Sean Legacy may be able to win the match right here by countouts. Referee's count gets to 9. One last final warning from the referee. Giovanni gets up. And look at Super Sean Legacy with a nice little flip to meet Giovanni, who's able to beat the count, now pinning Super Sean Legacy. Is this enough to put him away? No, kick out at 2. Now it's Giovanni who is being pinned. 1, 2, and almost 3. There's going to be some controversy there. I saw the referee's hand go down. He says it was only 2, though, so this match continues. Giovanni was trying to pull off a cool move right there. Not able to get it done as nobody home. Right there, Super Sean Legacy able to move out of the way of the smack. Both men fall to their back, but now Giovanni might be able to get on the attack here. Commentators curse, as instead is Super Sean Legacy, who was able to continue his attack, sending Giovanni straight into the turnbuckles. And now Super Sean Legacy to put the final nail in the coffin. A big front flip splash straight onto the body of Giovanni. And just like that, Super Sean Legacy gets the victory. We'll see if this is his lucky charm, but for now, he gets a confidence boost. He gets to celebrate a victory over a main roster superstar. Congratulations to Super Sean Legacy on a big, big victory. As now, we can go ahead and say that it is time. The moment we have all been waiting for. It is now time for the main event of the night. This is a WWE Evolve Championship bout match. Psych. Not bout. This is a championship match, not bout. Period. Introducing first, we have Harlem Lewis. He is the #1 contender to the WWE Evolve Championship. Able to win this championship by winning a huge fatal 4-way. It was him, Tommy Invincible, Itzcal, Lince Dorado, and who came out on top? Well, it was Harlem Lewis, able to become #1 contender, able to win that #1 contendership. Talking about Lince Dorado, the man has to be disappointed. He wanted a rematch after the premiere episode of Evolve, where he was very disappointed with the finish. He lost, and he didn't like the way he lost, so he wanted a rematch. And it wasn't necessarily an opportunity to become the #1 contender in a normal way, but he then got a what would he call it? A 6-man tag team match. 3 versus 3. It was Lince Dorado and the LWO, that being Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro, facing the Vanity Project, which was Swipe Right and Jackson Drake, where unfortunately the LWO were not able to help Lince Dorado. In fact, I do believe one of the LWO members were the ones that got pinned. That was a chance right there for Lince Dorado. If he had pinned Jackson Drake, surely he would have gotten his rematch. And then he had the fatal 4-way opportunity. He got into the match. He thought he might become the #1 contender. Lost the match as Harlem Lewis ended up winning that. So a lot of disappointment from Lince Dorado. We'll have to see what is to come from him. If he'll continue searching for the Evolve Championship, if he'll continue searching for a rematch against Jackson Draker. Maybe it's time for him to switch things up. Maybe he looks for, the tag team titles, the NXT Heritage Championship. There are a lot more titles within the WWE he can search for if he continues to fail at trying to not only get a rematch for the Evolve Championship, but at becoming champion. Is at 3 opportunities now. All slip past his fingers, so definitely a lot of frustration, but enough talk about a man who's not even in this match. Lince Dorado, if you're watching from home, enjoy this absolute banger, as it is now time for the main event. Harlem Lewis, the #1 contender, versus Jackson Drake, the WWE Evolve Champion. Jackson Drake's title on the line. The match has begun. Who's going to go ahead and come out on top? As very quickly, it is Jackson Drake who started off on the attack. Potentially commentators curse once again, as Harlem Lewis was about to get on the attack quickly, though. Jackson Drake able to stop, and now back to Harlem Lewis. So far, only a couple seconds into this match, but a very 50-50 match. That is good. Now, Harlem Lewis, he looked phenomenal in the fatal 4-way. However, is he going to be able to have that same momentum carry out to this match? Will he still have that same fire within him? Will he still have the same skills, the wrestling, in-ring IQ? Will we have everything that he had last week to win that Fatal 4-Way here tonight? Because if he doesn't, he will not become champion. Harlem Lewis needs what he was last week and more to beat someone like Jackson Drake. As Jackson Drake climbs the middle ropes, looking for the double axe handle, able to get it done. Big hit straight to the head of Harlem Lewis, who gets up slowly, quickly, met by Jackson Drake. However, Harlem Lewis is able to counter. So far, things are looking good for Harlem Lewis. Again, as I said, it has been a quiet, very 50-50 match, as Harlem Lewis, with a variation of a AA or FU, whatever you want to call it, now looking for the pinfall. However, a kick out at 2 from Jackson Drake, who is now able to counter right there with a nice kick straight to the head of Harlem Lewis. Harlem Lewis now sent straight into the turnbuckles. Big clothesline by Jackson Drake. As Harlem Lewis slowly gets up, he's going to be met by Jackson Drake, who knocks him back down. Now some big right fist straight to the face of Harlem Lewis. Jackson Drake, I'm surprised he's not accompanied by Zeta Steel or Swipe right here tonight. I mean, they could be lurking around somewhere as a, safety precaution to say. I hope not, because so far with, Harlem Lewis not having to worry about the numbers game, it has been quite an evened out match. Potentially could argue that Jackson Drake has had that slight advantage as he hits a big splash right there, now looking for the pinfall, but still been a very 50-50 match, and maybe that shows the confidence from Jackson Drake being able to successfully defend his championship here tonight for the second time as a big Superman punch. Harlem Lewis may be able to put this match away. No, why is he not looking for the pinfall? Instead, he is not. He is able to counter, and now he may be able to put an end to this match. Looking to fly off, though. Jackson Drake able to move out of the way. Harlem Lewis had one hand on the belt. He tried to keep looking for more. Maybe if he had went straight for the pinfall, caught Jackson Drake off guard right there, maybe we could be seeing a new Evolve champion right here, right now. But for now, this match continues. Some back and forth action between Harlem Lewis and Jackson Drake. WWE Evolve Championship on the line. Who will come out on top? As Harlem Lewis right there is knocked down, and now Jackson Drake could potentially put an end to this match, sending Harlem Lewis straight into the turnbuckle. And now Jackson Drake puts him at the top of the rope. Harlem Lewis able to counter still in this match. Just because he let that opportunity slip does not mean that he is suddenly out. He has still done a lot of damage to Jackson Drake. Still been a very 50-50 match, and now a huge spear. This may be it. That may be the final blow to Jackson Drake's. No. I thought that was a final blow to Jackson Drake's title reign, but somehow able to kick out. Not even at 2. That was 2.9. And now, hold on. Harlem Lewis may be out. Oh my days. Jackson Drake out of nowhere might be the man who may be able to put this match to end. Who may be able to come out of nowhere after almost being put away. Being able to kick out at 2.9 is going to look for the final blow to retain his championship, to successfully defend it for a second time. Is this enough to put Harlem Lewis away? 3, there it is. Yes, it is. And still, your WWE Evolve champion, Jackson Drake. What a match Harlem Lewis and Jackson Drake gave us. Harlem Lewis fighting strong, but still, Jackson Drake, your champion. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see what is next for Harlem Lewis. We will see you on Friday Night SmackDown. See you later.